Hey, it's me. Long time no see. Hey, my world seems to be gone. Yep. If you followed up in any of in the channel, I seem to have hit a little bit of a bug during that last. Well, not last. This was a couple weeks ago, but the patch that I installed decided that, well, during one of those random crashes that the client decided to have, I came back to find that I had no world. So, sadly, I've had to start from scratch. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. I like the game well enough that I really don't care if I have to start from the start again, that's fine, I can always do that. It's not a big deal. I mean, I've played so many different little worlds before just to fool around that it's not a huge concern. During the early days of playing Minecraft, there was always all sorts of bugs that would kind of screw things up, and you might not really find a lot of materials right off or at all, and you just be like, well, you know what, I really don't feel like playing this world anymore because I kind of got tired of not having materials to work with. So anyway, I mean, it is kind of a frustrating loss just because I had 17 more videos before this one, all built around a specific world, and now that world doesn't exist anymore. Unfortunately, I never got to finish any of those big projects, but fortunately for me, I now have new projects to work on. And I also have decided to have my server, or well, not my server, the worlds that I work on are now backed up to a Dropbox account. That way, everything that's saved gets saved to the Dropbox, and I can work on it on multiple computers, and I don't have to worry about it just suddenly disappearing entirely. Or I shouldn't, anyway. The downside is that considering, well, the health issues that I've been experiencing and the various other issues that have been going on, mostly the holidays and that kind of thing, have kind of, put me a little bit behind. I have been working on rebuilding the world, or restarting as it is, but essentially I haven't gotten too far, and I really haven't built up near the amount of resources that I need to get back to where I was, or anywhere close, really. But we should be able to find ourselves something to do with this new world. Of course, the beginning time is always the hunt for coal time, and unfortunately, I don't have any luck here with this for quite some time, actually. So we're going to do the old put stuff down and harvest some stone so we can have some actual decent tools to work with. So I still want to take suggestions. I do like to have the feedback of the community, the follower, any of the subscribers that I've got going on. I'd love to hear some ideas for things. The only problem with this is that, again, due to current health situations and such, it does kind of it's kind of hard for me to get around to it, because for one, I don't really have a lot of access to my computer most of the time. I'm kind of stuck. Well, I wouldn't say always. I'm not bedridden yet, but we're getting to the point where I'm not very mobile. So it's kind of hard to get back and forth between computers and areas in the house. So it's also kind of hard for me to stay up and do these videos. On the other hand, I do want to do the videos because I do enjoy the game a lot. I kind of still like the idea of making, well, not so much let's plays, but just sort of video playthroughs and just leave my little footprints of where I've been, what I've done with this particular game, as it were. Since this game kind of has, you have this sort of manipulation factor going on, and it's not so much just a little game, it's actually like some kind of little cyber world that you can fool around with and change. And you know, again, that's the kind of game that I enjoy a lot, and I'd like to leave a detailed account of what I've done with this particular world. So, or actually the world before, but since that one's gone, I'm gonna have to work with what I got, and this one's gonna have to do. So, I do this. This is the opening video, kind of showing off where I've been, what I've poked my head into. I have actually established a small base, and you'll see that probably in the next video. I won't say it's really detailed, but I'll show off a little bit about it in the next go around, which I hopefully will upload before I go to bed tonight. The land itself actually turned out to be kind of dull. I mean, I kind of expected there to be a little bit more features going on here, but I don't know what happened. I just lucked, or just kind of lucked out and didn't really get much. There's these hillsides like this. There's kind of a little bit of a beach side there, and some trees, and that little island there, and that's kind of where I set up the first little hut for the night sort of deal. And some clay. Hey, I usually do have some good luck with clay, and I don't know if maybe that's something that's changed recently. Maybe clay has become much more common, but I generally tend to have some pretty good luck with it. So we're going to pick that up, definitely, because it's always important to have, for no important reason, but it's always important to have it. The other thing that I really need is over here in this wall. Well, and it's not this one floating tree, which is really bizarre. I kind of always thought the floating ground was bizarre, but that was one square, and that one square just so happened to have caught the tree generator. So on the World Gen, we have a floating tree nearby. But we find coal here, so hey, everybody's happy. Well, except for the previous residents of the other world I was working on. They're gone now, so they're not quite so happy. But yes, the next video I'll kind of show off what I've got up to this point. I will again leave things up to suggestions. If anybody's got some ideas or that sort of thing, feel free to leave comments on it. The only problem is going to be the fact that I'm probably going to be a little bit held up on replying or getting around to making a lot more videos soon. I'm hoping to have an MRI sometime in the next month, and hopefully I can find out whether or not that I have MS or some sort of neurological disorder, which the best thing about health and going to a doctor and all that is knowing what you're up against. So if you ever feel that you're just kind of feeling off, I definitely suggest you go to a doctor if you can get to one. It's always more important to know what you're up against and know what your options are than it is to be stuck not knowing. That's the words of the wise from your local neighborhood Ampillion for this particular video. Well, now I've kind of screwed around too long here, so we're gonna again set up our little. This is our temporary house, more or less. And next video, again, I will show you exactly where I actually started setting up shop, and I'll show you where this particular little hut is, because this video kind of cuts out right towards the end of the first day and night spawns. But from there, we will see what happens. Hopefully, I get some good suggestions, some good comments, some ideas, some time to play again. I won't say it's all been illness that's holding me up. There's definitely been some, the holidays have kind of been in the way. If any of you have experienced the holidays recently, they were just right around the corner a couple days ago. That and the fact that my family happens to play a lot of World of Warcraft, and the expansion came out, so I've been leveling and questing and helping all sorts of people and all that good stuff like that. So yeah, I do occasionally still play WoW. Really, it's a fun game, but it's not. If you've played one MMO, you've played pretty much all the MMOs, and that was the first one I played, so I'm still playing it, mainly because I have people to play it with. Well, we're gonna get towards the end of the video here, and up next should be the actual next, I guess, housing project or building location, whatever have you. We'll cover some things as far as what I want to do with that, and what any suggestion, areas that can be suggested. But until then, this is Ampillion. Have a good one.